this is just phenomenal.
In a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination. You have arrived.
Thanks for meeting me here. It's Cypress, and today we're gonna explore Conkle's Hollow. If you need to hit the head before we get exploring, you can head right over there. Oh yeah, it's only open in the warmer months. The park system does have outhouses set up, so in a pinch you're alright, but I've seen how people use these. Try to avoid. Plan accordingly. Shall we go? So in the autumn of 2020, we got the parking system repaved and remastered. I'm not sure they expanded it, but they did make it nice. It's very nice, pretty little picnic area as well. Probably shady in the summer. Conkle's Hollow is one of 7 stunning natural locations in the Hocking Hills State Park system. It lies just a few miles northeast of the better-known Old Man's Cave. Accessing the gorge here is a more intimate experience. And the waterfall jutting out of the rock isn't unlike those you can find on Mount Olympus in Greece, as we will soon see. Conkle's Hollow is not a very big park, but what it lacks in size, it makes up for in sheer grandeur. This park boasts some of the tallest cliffs in Ohio, reaching up to 200 feet in places, while the gorge narrows to 300 feet in places. Upon entering the park, there are 2 choices. You can either take the 3.5 mile ridge trail for some of the most amazing vistas, or we can explore the gorge trail, which is only about 3/4 of a mile, and this is where most people go. This is wheelchair accessible for most of the length of it, and we can get to the waterfall and the deepest, darkest part of the gorge. Okay, sorry, make that 2.5 and 1/2. Had that remembered wrong too. Doesn't help that every website out there has a different number for these. Let's start in the gorge, and then we'll work our way up and around. We had a good day because it's cold and rainy, so we're not going to have to deal with too many humans. One of the things that I love about the hollows and gorges in the Hocking Hills is that feeling you get that you're entering another realm, maybe from another time. And part of that is because these places are carved out of the rocks, but also the habitat here has been untouched by humans at all. And a lot of this is original old growth. So there is a sense of timelessness here that you just relax when you're out here breathing it in.
I find that when I get myself into these pockets of raw, natural space, I remember more what the whole point is, and I forget a bit the arbitrary demands of the collective madness. In a sense, being in the forest reminds me that I know how to breathe.
Spaced conveniently throughout the Gorge Trail are convenient sitting areas for taking in the scope of all this natural majesty. I'm not going to sit down right now because it's raining. I don't want to get my ass wet. And of course, because I'm a girl, it's not lost on me that my new brighter hair goes wonderfully contrastingly with all this green. I'm loving it. Can just feel fabulous in nature. You'll have noticed that I'm not using my usual voice talking to the camera, and it's not because there are people around, although that doesn't help. Whenever I'm in the forest, it's like walking into a temple, or at least a church, but like a real one. And it feels just silly not to be reverent, so it's really hard to talk with a harsh voice in the depths of the forest. It just wouldn't feel right. Plus, this is home to so many little creatures, and I'm sure they don't like us obnoxious, hairless apes crashing through here and making a big cacophony. So,
It's difficult for me to capture just how imposing and beautiful, how primal these sandstone cliffs are. Deep within the gorge walls here, we could easily be in some Eden, some walled garden of generation. And I'm not sure whether I feel like I trespass here, or simply that I am out of sync with my nativity by a measure of eons.
it's really hard to tell how much of this the camera is picking up because the viewfinder is so small, but I feel like the camera is really not catching the grandeur of these massive rock faces that are towering straight up on either side of the gorge. It's just all kinds of yummy. Grotto is one of the few places on the Gorge Trail you can actually get into a cave type scenario So it's a fun little nook to explore. And my personal rule is if there's a cave, one must go in. So here we are. I have another rule. If there's a massive rock available for climbing, one must at least attempt to climb it. In fact, why don't you come up with me? Okay, see, this was worth getting my ass wet for. And of course, the biggest trick is always getting back down without breaking an ankle.
And this is the point at which the gorge starts to really narrow, leaving less and less room for the creek bed below, much less the trail. The rock face begins to loom overhead, promising to swallow up the forest floor just a little further ahead.
Can you hear that water trickling? We're getting close to the waterfall, and if you've noticed, we're no longer on wheelchair accessible terrain. The pavement only goes so far, and then the gorge is just impassable except on foot. That said, this is a great way to wear the kids out.
On this last stretch of the path, the waterfalls become the primary focus. The sounds of trickling and falling water echo on every wall, and a permanent mist hangs in the air, slowly soaking into everything, including visitors.
As we come into the very depths of the gorge, I'm always reminded how this could so easily be the green church that Gawain has to find at the end of his quest. Part of what it is that it is so humid here with all the overspray from the water coming down that everything is moss covered. Every surface. There's no need to adjust your sets. I'm actually in another little cave on the side of the trail. Somehow it's just so much more fun looking out at it from inside the rock. And there it is. Somehow it has worked out that we're here all by ourselves right now. We probably won't have more than a moment, so let's enjoy this. So this is just phenomenal. Heading back out. That was so awesome. I am so happy you guys got to share that with me because it's always too busy here. It's never like busy, but you never get to be here alone. That was cool. We really lucked out there. Oop, better put a mask on. People. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, just heading back out the way we came because this is not a loop, so you do have to cross paths with people. Not the ideal in the days of COVID, but people are pretty good about wearing masks on this trail. I don't know what's got into people. Maybe hippies are just better about wearing their masks. what, actually, I think there was only one of these benches. I remembered wrong. So sit down near the front of the path, near the entrance, because otherwise you'll be sitting on boulders and rocks. Okay, so that was the Gorge Trail. That is by far the most visited section of the park. And what we're going to do now is hike the Ridge Trail. And I will point out some of my favorite moments along the trail. If you're not into stairs, at least there's a nice little landing halfway up. And I will say that this set of stairs, daunting as it may be, for anybody who doesn't like stairs, this is the worst as far as energy expenditure for this trail. It's all downhill from here. Well, okay, 2 more flights of stairs, and then it's all downhill. And we made it. It's quiet up here. I don't know how many people are on the Ridge Trail today. Not many. Oh. Okay, I lied. The top of the stairs is not the high point, but the slope coming up after the stairs is gradual and it's not that bad. I have copped a squat here, not actually to catch my breath, although it sounds like it, but I've got people ahead of me who are not going as fast as me. I have a child with them, and so it would be worthwhile noting here. The Ridge Trail is not advisable for kids unless they are the most well-behaved, most conscientious children that have ever lived. The trail is rocky, slippery, and gets super close to the cliff edge in various places, and I don't know any children I would trust. So, they're allowed, but proceed with caution. This is one of the popular overlooks here. This is one you can really get a sense of the space and the distance. And I haven't been here before when the mist was coming up off the trees. It'd be really cool to be a bird around here. Again, maybe no kids up here unless they're really super well behaved and agile. can hear the waterfall ahead. We're getting closer. Just booked it for a minute or two to get past and ahead of that family of 4. They're taking it a little slower than I am, reasonably so, making sure they don't lose offspring to the cliff. So now we have the forest to ourselves again. We're here at one of the waterfalls. This isn't the very deep end of the gorge. It's that first waterfall that we came across down in the gorge. But let's stay ahead of those kids.
The waterfalls along the ridge trail feel tamer than their gorge counterparts. But these are the same water streams that will, in moments, fill the hollow with crashing cascades and thick overspray.
This waterfall is the fountainhead for the whole gorge. It'd be really serene and peaceful if it weren't for the highway right 50 feet, 100 feet that way. And off it goes, headed toward the gorge. So that waterfall marks roughly halfway, maybe a little more, around the ridge. And other than that highway, we would feel like we were really deep into the middle of a magical forest. Ooh, watch where you're going. And don't fall in. It's a long way down. This is one of the really pretty spots at the top of the gorge where you can see right down into the gorge itself. This isn't the part we were at with the waterfall down there. This is the part that's not on the trail. And we continue. And these are just some more of those impressive cliff faces that are just ubiquitous to the gorge. What do you think? Chipmunk or fairy? I always fancy a little of both. This right here is such a lovely spot. Or it would be if there weren't people down in the gorge with unruly and very loud children. And here we are at, well, nowhere in particular, but we are about at the end of the ridge and we're going to start heading downhill. I have shown you only a little sample of everything you could see up here because I didn't want this vlog to be an hour long. Also, I'd like to leave a little of the mystery here, the magic for you to discover for yourself. So let's work our way back down. Yeah, I think this gets steeper every time I visit. I don't actually know what time it is, but I can tell that it's on the cusp of evening just by the way the sound carries. The light hasn't really changed because this is our sky today, but it's got that weird hush. I advise coming down this way, not going up this way. Right now we don't have a choice, it's all one way because of COVID, but you could choose to come up this way and go down the way we came up when it's not one-way only traffic. I advise going down this way, there are a lot more stairs. Be advised they can be a little slippery too because they're wooden. Alright, that's it. We made it down and I will meet you back in the parking lot. Well, I guess this is where I'll leave you, wild ones. Thanks so much for hiking Conkle's Hollow with me. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until the next video, keep it wild. You'll have noticed that I'm not using... Oh, that was brilliant. As we come into the very edge of the gorge, the very tip depths, let's start what is in my eye? I feel like it's big enough you can probably see it. Or an eyelash. To the entire canyon here. Gorge. Whatever we call it. I'm not entirely... my eyes are driving me crazy. I don't know what is in them. And I will take you along and I will point out some of my favorite. And I